My girlfriend confessed she'd been unfaithful. I needed a real man, she said with a smug grin. My friends, they backed her up. I didn't argue. I just picked up my keys and walked out. The next morning, my phone lit up with 32 missed calls. It all happened on a Friday night, at the usual dive we frequented. Dim lighting, cheap booze, the kind of place where celebrations and heartbreaks all blur together. She was wearing my hoodie, the one she always borrowed. She looked amazing in it, like she always did when she was trying to get her way. I had no clue that night would be the final chapter for us. She set the stage perfectly. During a lull in the conversation, she cleared her throat. 6 of our friends were scattered around the table, halfway to drunk and mid-laughter. So, she said, just loud enough to kill the noise. Might as well say it now. The chatter stopped. I looked at her, composed. I cheated, she said, wearing that smirk. It didn't sting. It didn't explode inside me. It just landed, like something I'd always suspected but chose to ignore. And honestly, she added, I needed a real man. Not a guy in tech support who spends weekends fixing a junk car that still won't start. They laughed. My friends, my so-called friends, laughed. Not because they were shocked. They weren't. Because they already knew. Ben, the one I treated like a brother, raised his glass to her. Damn, girl. Savage. But hey, respect for being real. Maya mumbled something about how we all saw it coming. Even Chris, the guy who once basically lived on my couch, just gave me that pitying look. The one that says, just take the L and walk away. So I did. No shouting. No begging for answers. No drink thrown in her face. I knew she probably wanted a dramatic scene. Instead, I looked at her, really looked. And I saw it, the hollow need for attention, the fake confidence behind that smug look, the desperate hunger to feel like she won. Then I smiled. Tossed my key ring into the air. Caught it. Cool. And I walked out. Behind me, their laughter exploded louder. I heard it as the door shut. But here's what they didn't hear, the plan forming in my head. I wasn't going to fight for people who mocked me. I was going to become someone they couldn't touch, someone she couldn't even reach. I met Emma 3 years earlier at a campus coffee shop. She had black nail polish, a worn-out ring on her thumb, and was reading the bell jar. I asked her about it. She looked up, smiled, and said, "Only sad people read this in public." That was it. We clicked instantly. Late-night drives. Inside jokes that made no sense to anyone else. Her asleep on my chest like that was the only safe place on earth. She used to tell me, "You're my calm." I believed her. She brought me lunch when I worked overtime. She called me her anchor, her steady hand when life felt too heavy. While I was fixing up that beat-up '92 Civic in my garage, she'd hang out beside me, hand me tools, play music. We weren't flashy. We didn't have a lot. But we were steady. Or at least, I thought we were. The shift came slow. She started going out more. Girls' nights turned into "don't wait up" texts. She stopped visiting the garage. Started rolling her eyes when I talked about launching my IT consulting business. "You always chase stuff that takes forever," she once told me. I didn't argue. I figured she was stressed. But truth was, she was already scouting someone new, someone louder, quicker, flashier. That someone turned out to be Caleb. Bartender. Abs. A personality as exciting as wet cardboard. The friend group changed too. Ben hung out with her more than me. Chris stayed neutral. Maya, the same Maya who once sobbed on my shoulder over her ex, cut me off completely. That night at the bar, I didn't just lose a girlfriend. I lost my whole circle. And yet, something inside me didn't break. It snapped into focus. Not anger. Not sorrow. Clarity. They didn't abandon me because I was weak. They did it because I was quiet. Because they thought I wouldn't react. They were wrong. That first night, I didn't sleep. I just lay there, eyes fixed on the ceiling, replaying every detail of that betrayal. Her smirk. Ben's toast. The way they all looked at me like I was some bad joke they were in on. The next morning, I checked my phone. No apologies. No calls. Just one group message. Chris, hey man, hope there's no hard feelings. Let's be adults about this, yeah? Adults? They laughed in my face while she torched our relationship, and I'm supposed to be mature about it? I deleted everything. Deactivated my accounts. Blocked them all. Wiped our photos, erased her number, but not the memories. Then I stood in front of the mirror. Not for pity. For inventory. If they saw me as replaceable, I needed to become unforgettable. The plan started small. I reached out to a professor who once told me I had CEO energy. Signed up for night classes in cybersecurity. Started waking at 5 a.m. to run, even when my body begged me not to. Ate clean. Trained hard. Read more. Studied harder. Most of all, I worked 12, 14 hours a day if I had to. Freelance gigs. Local networking jobs. Consulting for small businesses. I said yes to everything while they posted selfies and glorified betrayal like it was some kind of lifestyle. I was reinventing myself into someone they'd never recognize. No one knew where I went. Not Ben. Not Maya. Definitely not Emma. She never reached out. Never said sorry. She was too busy uploading glow-filtered photos with Caleb and tagging them with captions like, "Love always wins." Cute. Let's see how long love lasts when the bills pile up and the spotlight fades. Eventually, the thrill wears off, and the man you left behind? He's no longer trailing behind. He's already miles ahead. 2 months after the breakup, there were no more texts, no missed calls, no digital traces of the life I used to know. Just to-do lists, structured routines, and a calm that came with solitude. And I thrived in it. Work took off like wildfire. A small freelance gig snowballed into a contract, then a referral, then a long-term retainer. Within weeks, I was pulling in more each month than I'd ever made in half a year. I officially registered my own company, launched a minimalistic website, and started hearing from companies that used to ignore my job applications. No need for social media updates or announcements, just quiet, steady progress. The best kind of transformation is the kind no one notices until it's already complete. My body transformed along with my mindset. I shed 18 pounds, slashed carbs, ran 6 days a week, lifted heavy, cleared up my skin, and got a sharp haircut. Confidence wasn't handed to me, it was forged through repetition and resolve. I began dressing well, not for others, but because I finally valued myself enough to show it. One night, I saw my reflection in a shop window. I paused, took a long look. Would she even know who I was now? Didn't matter. This version of me wouldn't have given her 5 minutes. Then came the ripples. I wasn't posting, but others were. I started showing up in tagged photos, at product launches, charity races, networking events. Some of Emma's friends still followed those accounts, and soon enough, the messages started. Maya, hey stranger. You look good. Hope you're doing okay. Ben, heard you started your own company. That's wild. Mad respect. Chris, bro, your name came up in a meeting. LOL. You're killing it, huh? I ignored them all. The version of me they remembered? He didn't exist anymore. They buried him the moment they walked away. I just finished the funeral. Then came the first crack. Emma's online presence faded. Fewer posts. Then nothing for 2 months. Until one day, A mutual friend posted a blurry video from a birthday gathering. There she was in the background, alone, tired, no glow. No Caleb, no captions about real men, no flexing. Just a girl sitting quietly at a party she used to command. I didn't smirk, didn't feel triumphant. I just felt done. Not bitter, not proud, just finished. Because when someone tears you down in front of an audience and you rebuild yourself in silence, there comes a point when even their name stops meaning anything. It was a Sunday. Gray skies. Coffee brewing. I was reviewing a pitch deck when the calls began. One. Then another. Then 32 missed calls in under 2 hours. Emma. Ben. Maya. All of them. The flood came fast and frantic, like smoke curling from a house fire no one wanted to admit they started. First, the texts. Emma, I know I'm the last person you want to hear from, but can we please talk? Emma, everything's falling apart. I just need 5 minutes. Please. Emma, I was wrong. You didn't deserve what I did. I see that now. Then Ben joined in. Ben. Yo man. I messed up. We all did. Ben, she told us things, said you treated her like crap. I didn't know. I swear. Of course not. No one ever knows until the door locks behind them. Then Maya. Maya, I was a coward. You were the real one. We picked sides, and now she's sobbing on my couch. Maya, she keeps saying you won't reply. Are you okay? I was more than okay. She wasn't. And the irony? They spent months thinking my silence was weakness. But now, it was eating them alive. The final message came at midnight. Emma, I thought I wanted someone exciting. What I got was someone fake. Emma, Caleb cheated. He left. He's broke. I'm broke. I miss you. God, I miss you. Emma, you didn't deserve what I did. You were the best thing in my life. Please, just answer. I stared at that message for a long time, watched the typing bubble appear, then vanish. Then I locked my phone, set it face down, and went to sleep. Because by the time they realize your worth, you're already too busy becoming someone they'll never get to meet again. The next morning brought a new wave of desperate texts. Emma, you probably hate me. I get it. I wouldn't blame you. Emma, just say something. I miss who we were. I miss who I was with you. That last part hit hardest. Not the pleading, not the regret, but the line, who I was with you. That's the truth, isn't it? She didn't just lose me. She lost the version of herself that only existed because I believed in her. And that version, she was never getting back. I typed out my response, slowly. No venom, no drama, just truth. Me, you didn't just choose someone else. You made a performance out of humiliating me. You turned it into entertainment. And when I walked away, I wasn't just leaving the relationship. I was leaving behind the person who believed I wasn't enough. Me, I'm not mad. I'm not resentful. I'm just done. Take care of yourself. Then I blocked her number. That was the final closure. No waiting for replies. Because the best kind of revenge isn't revenge at all. It's rebuilding yourself into someone so complete, so untouchable, that they can't even imagine being part of your story anymore. And while they spiral through regret, you sleep peacefully, because sometimes vengeance doesn't come in fire. Sometimes it comes from never looking back.